stomping her boots and hooting and hollering. The star of Broadway's new smash hit Legally Blonde took a smaller stage at Birdland in Midtown Manhattan to perform songs from her recently released debut solo album.
Bell says in many ways her debut solo album harks back to a previous time, and she's aptly named it Longing for a Place Already Gone.
I sort of have an obsession with things that were gone before I was born.
Like what?
Like music or books, philosophy, stories, people.
Laura Bell says she's always had an affinity for music that was before her time. At the age of 4, she was performing her own version of the Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers hit Islands in the Stream at family get-togethers.
Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline, Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, those are my country influences. Then Rosemary Clooney and Billie Holiday in terms of jazz influences. Because there's a little bit of that sort of, there is a little bit of a jazz appeal too on the album in some ways. Because it's very much a throwback. I mean, my hairdo's a throwback and my costume, the whole thing.
Laura Bell wrote many of the songs on the album and says most of the ballads hold a special meaning for her and come from a deeply personal place.
Between me and you.
She's been working on the album for several years, most recently while starring in the Broadway hit Legally Blonde. And the Broadway star shines through when she's performing her country tunes.
I really, really loved doing this album. It was such like a growing experience for me, and having worked on music for such a long time, but I've never really fully been responsible for my own album in terms of like, co-writing and co-producing and just being really, really immersed in the creative process of it.
Her passion for music is matched by her passion for acting. Among her favorite stage moments,
there's some really hilarious things that happens on stage with the cast. Like, I lost my shoe once in the middle of a number. It flew out into the audience at the end of the show, and then I took the other shoe and threw it off, and I ended the show in bare feet. Like, I love when things like that happen. I love when I love when things go wrong.
Not only is this 26-year-old Kentucky native very talented, she's also given back in a meaningful way. Laura Bell started a foundation called Creative Kids, which helps promote arts in schools where funding is lacking. Laura Bell will be starring in Legally Blonde on Broadway through February. In Midtown Manhattan, Poppy Harlow for theshowbuzz.com.